So what are your views on the Second Amendment?
Well, the Second Amendment, I believe, was strategically placed there by our founding fathers. The First Amendment, free speech, rights of the press, rights of assembly, as well as religion, all of those things that they held dear. And they did. I mean, you have to kind of step back and say, okay, when they wrote this, what was, not what was their mindset, but what had they just gone through? And so they had just seen a despotism that was thrust upon them from the English government that they had just cast off. And every single one of them said, this is what we want, but we're not stupid enough to think that a government won't eventually become what we just fought off. And so they have this First Amendment, which we all hold very, very dear.
Yeah.
And they said, this is what's going to empower and protect the First Amendment. And so it's not before the First Amendment, it's directly after it that says, this is your only source where you can keep the First Amendment. This is the only way you're going to keep it, is if as a society, you have the right to protect it. Now, the other part of the Second Amendment, as you read it, it doesn't say the Second Amendment is the United States government, newly formed government, giving you the right to own a firearm. It doesn't say that.
No.
It says this newly formed government will not do anything to infringe upon your already existing right. See, that's a human right that they already had, a God-given right to defend yourself, to protect yourself, to protect your nation. All of those parts that is a God-given right to owning a firearm, and protecting yourself. And so the Second Amendment, and this is what I think so many people don't understand. Even Second Amendment supporters, I think, don't have a full understanding. And they think, well, the Second Amendment, the government gives us the right to own firearms. No. And it might seem like you're picking at straws, but you're not. It's a mindset that the Second Amendment is simply a promise that the government won't infringe upon it. And when the government starts to infringe slowly here and there by taking away things in the name of security and safety and what we need to do, we're trying, once again, back to the conversation we had earlier, we're trying to solve a social, spiritual problem.
That's the devil, literally.
By taking away the one piece that was placed there that protects everything else. And it can't. So, even the smallest little things to me are worth fighting for, because as we all know, you give an inch, you take a mile. And so that slippery slope of restricting those rights is going to put us, eventually lead us to a path that we don't want to go, and that our founding fathers never envisioned. So, obviously we talked about, I grew up hunting, grew up shooting guns, all of that. So part of that is just natural, but it was within the last 6 or 8 years when you sat down and really thought about what is the Second Amendment,
right?
That it actually changed just a little bit. That little bit that says it's not the government giving me the right to own guns.
Right.
That's my right. It's the government promising not to infringe upon it.